Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you saw my, I don't know what they're called, the little text posts and picture posts you can do for your subscriber feed, but I did make a little one of those letting you guys know, or I think I did. I don't know how to find it and see if it actually went through, but I made one of those this past week letting you guys know that I've been under the weather for a while and waiting to get my voice back so that I could actually film content for you guys and get my brain power back so I could focus on what I was saying. So it's been a week of me not recording anything, and I have so much that I want to share with you guys, so I'm really excited to be back. My ears are still congested, so my hearing is a little funny, but it looks like my sound levels are good, so everything should be fine, and it doesn't look like I'm having that weird audio lag that my last videos had, because it turned out that my computer was installing an update without asking me during the time I was recording, and I just didn't have any other time to record that day. So that being said, in today's video I am going to be doing I'm going to be talking about deep wounding around self-worth as it relates to scarcity and poverty mindset. And this was a request that I got from one of you. Thank you so much for your comment. So I have my phone here because I wrote a lot of notes and thoughts on this. So I'm going to share those with you now. So I can obviously only share from my personal experience and how I personally addressed my issues around these things, because I did and I am still healing wounding around scarcity and self-worth, but these things do come from your self-worth. Scarcity doesn't just kind of exist by itself. These lack states come from wounding around our self-worth, because that's where they can thrive and survive and exist, is because we are in those states or we have those woundings. So I can only share from my personal experience and what I personally did. I've only been consciously understanding and studying manifestation for a couple years now, with a much stronger understanding for this past year. So a lot of this that I did, I had no idea that that's what I was really doing. This was just the path I was taking, which is, how manifestation works. We decide that we want something. I knew that I wanted to improve in areas of my life, and I just knew that it could happen, and then I just followed the bridge of events naturally without understanding how any of the laws of the universe work. So one thing I did was I went to therapy to address my wounds. I knew that I had issues from my childhood, as so many of us do. That's where they first manifest. If you've followed me, then you know that I believe that our issues are not truly formed in childhood. They come in, we incarnate with our soul wounding, and then they begin manifesting. It just makes sense to me through the laws of manifestation that we didn't come in a blank template and then randomly stuff that we didn't manifest just happened to us, and then the law began to take effect, right? So I believe that our soul comes in with our own personal wounding that we're going to experience in this lifetime, and then things play out from there. And what is the childhood wounding is something that real and concrete, that gives us something to heal, because we don't have to heal on a soul level. We don't have to go look at whatever that is, and I won't even get into that. You can just heal what you've experienced in this human lifetime, and it will affect you on a soul level as a whole. So I went to therapy, right? I tried multiple therapists, but when I started consciously doing this, I selected a therapist that specialized in childhood wounding, trauma, specialized in childhood, the formation of issues in childhood. What was really interesting was he used affirmations. He wrote some up for me, printed off multiple pages and told me to keep them around my house, and that every time I ran into one of these printed pages, I needed to look myself in the eye if it was like in front of a mirror, or either way, I needed to be saying them aloud every time I ran into them. And I was like, I literally looked at him and I was like, what is the point of this? Like, me saying something. What is the point? And he didn't even try to explain it to me that much, because he could tell I had a lot of resistance. He just asked me to trust him and that he knew what he was talking about. And I think he explained it to me a little bit, but I just didn't really understand. But I did trust him. So I decided to do it. And now these things, these affirmations that he wrote for me, were relating to my wounded beliefs. So I had beliefs that, you know, like the relationship or roles that I held in my life, I wasn't any good at. So I didn't believe I was a good daughter, sister, friend. That's it. Those are my roles in life. So he had those things written down, right? He had like empowerment statements written down. I wish I still had. I think I have it somewhere, but I don't have it accessible to me. He had like that, you know, I am a strong, capable woman. You know, empowerment statements that, you know, I have carried myself this far in life, and things like change. You know, I'm capable of change and it is a good thing, or, you know, like I am changing, it is a good thing. So he just gave me like a few of them. Now, again, because I'm giving you advice, if therapy is not in your budget, or it's just not accessible to you for whatever reason at the level it was accessible to me, totally understand that. And, you know, I can't give, you know, medical or professional advice here, but if you want to go the self-help route, I can advise or give a recommendation for a book that I have found the most transformative. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind behind me. It's like making crazy sounds, so kind of sounds like a ghost in the background, like a silly cartoon ghost. But there's this book, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. It was like $8 on Amazon. I have given so many copies to friends. I've talked about it on this channel before, but it helps me change my life all the time. I read through it over and over and over again. She goes through every area of your life and helps you identify your core wounding. She helps you identify it. She helps you flip the script. So she helps you get out what your wounded beliefs are, and then how to write affirmations to let go and heal. Even if you don't know how to do it, she gives you affirmations to just affirm that the process can happen for you. And every time I've done it, I've just, you know, used her formula to release, like, you know, affirm that I want to release certain wounds or find and heal blocks. It happens within like a couple of days that I discover, you know, whatever the solution is. But it's so, for me, I found it so easy, and everyone I've recommended it to loves it. It even has a section in the back where she addresses how physical ailments are a manifestation of our negative beliefs. So you can go, and if you're like struggling with chronic health issues or something that reoccurs, you can look and see where that's coming from, and that'll help you identify some of your wounding. Yeah, that book is just absolutely amazing. Other things I have done energetic healing with spiritual energy work practitioners. Most people might be more familiar with Reiki. I personally don't participate in that method, those tools, but it's still energy healing. It's just not using the Reiki tools. Let's see, what else did I do? Okay, so when I affirm that I want to find the root cause of one of these issues, specifically around poverty, mindset, and scarcity, I was just affirming that I wanted to find the root cause. I was using one of Louise Hay's affirmations. I believe that her formula is simply like, my book is loaned out to someone, so I can't look right now. I'm always giving it to someone and having to buy a new copy. But it's like, I lovingly release the need for scarcity, or the need for poverty, or the need to, feel that I don't deserve money, whatever it is, and then you affirm for what you want to bring in. And so like I am grateful to allow stability, support, financial security into my life. So you kind of pair it like that you're lovingly releasing whatever the thing is, and then whatever you want to bring in. You're affirming that you're, very grateful that that it's coming into your life. But these affirmations have led me to just stumble upon YouTube videos that give me those like aha moments where I'm like, oh my goodness, that's where my wounding came from. It'll trigger like a memory from childhood. And these things like were things that I had no idea that I had ever, like had that imprinted, but it then gave me that realization so I could go look and start to heal that. So that's one of the reasons that my YouTube channel, like I don't know how to explain it. I don't organize my videos too much, and when I reference other videos, I do expect that if it's in alignment for you, you will naturally be led to find them. I feel like I organize them enough, but yeah, that I'm just going to leave that there. So let's see what else I have. But yeah, I just really got down to the core wounding, like am I not enough, not worthy, not the priority? Am I selfish to want these things? Writing down all of your negative beliefs and being as honest as possible. The more honest you are, the easier it is to fix these things. But it's also difficult because I do feel that you have to, well, not difficult, but I don't think that you should expect them all to come up at once is what I mean to say, because these things take time. These things take time because we have to heal in layers. We can't just do all of it at once. We need to be sustaining ourselves or supplementing our healing process with the added support. So we can't just do it all at once. We have to do it little by little because we have to balance out. As we identify something that needs healing, we have to provide the support for that healing to occur. And so it's kind of like this, like, okay, I found the thing, okay, here, like, let me support the healing for it, and then, okay, we can look at the next layer. That's my personal process. But what I have discovered is, like, a lot of these things where you feel selfish, maybe you were raised in a similar way to me, where you're raised in a very codependent way, and you're taught that, you need to have less because you're taking from other people. And that's, scarcity, right? It can even just be attention. Like if you draw too much attention to yourself, someone else isn't going to get the attention that they feel that they deserve. And that's a scarcity mindset in them that they have projected onto you, and you have then adopted it. So if you feel like you're selfish for wanting to make more money than is absolutely necessary in your mind for survival, then you're going to flip it to, I am worthy of feeling financially secure and free, and I happily share it with others. I do like to cater a little bit to that codependency as I'm healing it, to remind myself that I am still helping other people by supporting myself. Not in a way where you're fully just giving your power away again, but I like to remind myself that through taking care of myself, filling my own cup, I am actually of more like service to others, because I'm a more self-sustaining person, and so I'm a more stable resource for them. Again, you want to make sure that you're still focusing on yourself as you do this, but when you have codependency issues, I personally have found that it is easier for your brain to accept the baby step of, hey, I deserve this, and don't forget I'm also still helping other people, until you can kind of just make it fully about yourself. Yeah, but that's just me. Yeah, everything that you want to be worthy of, you just need to affirm for that. Getting down to why do you not feel worthy? and just affirming the opposite. You know, like I said, if you feel like, oh, I feel selfish for wanting to make more money, then you're going to flip it. I am worthy of that financial security. I'm worthy of that. I deserve that. So the more and more you work on your self-worth and affirmations around self-worth, the easier things are going to start to move for you. But I think that that's all the advice I have for that, because I'd just be going in circles after that. But affirmations certainly work. What you're going to want to do, though, is as you're taking affirmations, you know, if you're saying that you are worthy of these things, you also need to be advocating for yourself in your life. You need to be stepping up for yourself more. And because a lot of people talk about, you know, like acting as if, and if you're affirming for like finances and things like that, you don't need to go acting as if you have like $1 million and spending all this money, but you want to eliminate negative vocabulary. So you don't want to be in a victim state of, oh my gosh, I can't do that because, you know, I just don't have any money right now. If someone's asking you to do something, suggest something that, and you can't afford it, let them know it's not in your budget. You know, you don't have to go into the, like when I had scarcity, I used to go into like all the reasons why I can't afford this thing instead of just simply telling someone that it wasn't in my budget right now. And half the time they'll offer to pay for you. They'll be like, oh yeah, no, you know, come out to lunch with me, it's fine, it's on me. Or they'll ask you what, you know, oh, okay, like what would you like to do? And then, you know, oh, maybe you just go get tea, or you just go for a walk in a park or something. But really changing the way you approach things that trigger you. Because for me, when my friends would ask me to go do things that, you know, cost money, and I didn't feel I had money at the time, I would react like that, and I'd maybe even get upset. I'd be like, oh, why are they asking this of me? Like, I don't have any money, you know, like that story would start to repeat. It's like, no. Even people who do have, you know, more money than I had at the time might still say no because they're on a budget. So saying that you're on a budget isn't necessarily a negative thing, but again, we all have our own associations. So just look at where you can not keep repeating the old story. Finding an honest balance, because you don't need to be like, oh yeah, no, I'm doing so great, if you don't feel that way. But if you are okay, then just, you know, maybe really sink into that and really work on not telling the old story as much. Trust me, I know it's difficult, but really focus on what story you're telling yourself when things around finances and scarcity come up. Are you saying that there's not enough, or can you just say that you're being conservative right now? You know, like just the little ways that you can shift, because you need to start showing up as the new version of yourself. And I'm also going to be making a video on excess potential in this batch that I'm filming, and I think that that's going to really tie into a lot to do with scarcity mindset. This one's already 18 minutes, or I was going to try and combine it, but I can't. It's just too long. So I'm going to wrap this one up here. Thank you so much for this request. I hope that this was helpful. If there's anything I can clarify, let me know, but honestly, I do think I gave everything that I could possibly say about this in this video. So I don't know that there's much more I could say on this topic, but please let me know. I love hearing from you guys. I absolutely love reading all your comments, and I love taking your requests. You know, I'm trying to get to all of them as I'm catching up from being sick. But thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like this video, leave a little comment, share it with your friends if you want, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next video.